Thank you for joining us for TMNtv News. I'm Kerrigan Hutton and the date is February 7th, 2022. Here's a look at some recent stories. The Fort Hays chapter of the American Democracy Project has announced its schedule for the spring. Events include February 8th, where the topic will be about Colorado Springs and the rise of the Libertarian Party, February 22nd with the crisis in Ukraine, March 1st with bipartisanship and young legislators, March 8th with women in law, and April 28th with voter registration and civic duty. The Forsyth Library is home to many resources available to students, such as books, technology, and online databases. Our own Alicia Fireherm visited the library to talk with the interim dean and explore available resources.
Forsyth Library provides many resources for students. I sat down with interim dean of the library, Mary Alice Wade, to talk about all the library has to offer.
We're really here to support students and to make your lives easier and however we can. We offer a lot of resources. We have some books and print resources, but we have a lot of online electronic resources through the subscription databases that we offer. We're here a lot of hours if you need a place to come and study, or if you're an online student, you know, we're here until 9 p.m. at least. The librarians are here.
For student Kate Rocky, the library serves as a quiet place to study on days she doesn't have class.
I don't like staying in my room all the time. COVID really burned that out of me. I don't really like staying there anymore, and so the library is really a great place to come. It has lots of nice seating areas, and I like using the study rooms.
Wade says that as a whole, she feels the student body underutilizes the library.
Maybe we're kind of off the radar a little bit, or students maybe sometimes feel sort of intimidated because they don't know quite how to approach a librarian or how to use all of our services. But give us a chance and seek us out, and I think you'll be glad that you did.
For a full list of services that the library provides, visit the library website at www.fhsu.edu/library. For Tiger Media Network, I'm Alicia Fireherm.
Thank you, Alicia. And now a look at our weather. This week we are given a break from the bitter cold with some warmer temperatures. Throughout the week we can expect conditions to be mostly sunny with the highs in the 60s and lows not dropping below 26 degrees. For the next 2 days we can expect winds at everywhere from 10 to 25 miles per hour. And get ready for this Friday because it's when we could have the chance to reach the 60s, making this the warmest day of the week. You might as well enjoy it though, because the very next day lows could be in the mid-20s and the highs being in the mid-40s, making this Saturday the coldest temperature of the week. This weather report will change throughout the week, so make sure to stay up to date with kwch.com. At least there is not any chance for snow this week, and when we come back, Reagan Neufeld with sports.
My name is Allie, and I'm a senior business major at Fort Hays. I love working for TMN. It has made me a more experienced photographer and really helped me professionally due to all the changing environments and the different opportunities. I've also been able to meet and talk to a lot of people, which has helped bring me on my show.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The average person uses around 100 gallons of water per day. With only 3% of the water on Earth being freshwater, it is important to be mindful of how much you are using. Turning off the sink while you are brushing your teeth is an easy way to conserve water. It is also important to never leave running water unattended. Replacing leaky faucets is another easy way to cut down on water usage. Also, adjusting the load size on your washing machine will ensure that water is not being wasted. Do your part to help conserve water.
Teachers today are finding new ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable.
Welcome back. I'm Reagan Neufeld, and today I'll be breaking down the recent Fort Hays sports action. We'll start with basketball. The Tigers traveled to Wichita on Thursday to take on the Jets of Newman University. For the women's team, the Jets were no problem, and Fort Hays came out on top 79-30. 4 Tigers reached double-digit scoring, led by Jaden Hobbs, who had 14. Following her was Katie Wagner with 13, Jessie Salek with 12, and Olivia Hollenbeck with 10. The win was number 300 for head coach Tony Hobson during his 14 years here at Fort Hays. The men's team also got a win against Newman on Thursday. Despite never trailing in the second half, the game stayed close. However, the Tigers held on and were able to get the win 63-60. Caleb Hammocky led Fort Hays in scoring with 14 points, followed by Jared Vitzum with 11 and Elijah Nanambu with 10. The victory marked head coach Mark Johnson's 400th win as a head coach, all at Fort Hays. The basketball teams then traveled to Edmond, Oklahoma on Saturday to take on the Broncos of Central Oklahoma University. The women's team grabbed another win, this time by scoring 25 points off of 22 forced turnovers. Leading scorers were Hollenbeck with 15, Hobbs with 14, and Sydney Galladay and Lauren West with 12 each, resulting in a final score of 75-68. The Tigers are now 19-2 overall and 10-2 in conference play. Their game against Northeastern State University just started at 2 o'clock. Results of the game can be found afterwards on TigerMediaNet.com. On the men's side, the Broncos defeated Fort Hays 75-68. The Tigers stayed close, behind 20 points from Vitzum, 11 from Hammocky, and 11 from Trajan Davis, but ultimately the Broncos came out on top. The loss brings the men's record to 16-4 overall and 11-4 in the MIAA. Their next game will be played today at 4 o'clock at Northeastern State, with results being posted on TigerMediaNet.com as well. The track and field teams competed in the Herm Wilson Invitational on Friday the 4th and Saturday the 5th in Wichita. Overall, it was a successful meet, with the Tigers earning first place in 12 events and 1 school record being broken. The women's team won 6 events, all individual. Lyra Coleman, Maddie Rossi, and Alexandra Hart's performances were also qualifying marks. The men's team also won 6 events, with 5 individual and 1 relay. Qualifying marks came from Philip Landrum, Jack Packamere, Mark Faber, Jacob Clark, and Ryan Stanley. Stanley vaulted 17 feet, 1 3/4 inch, beating his own previous school record. I recently talked with head coach Jason McCullough about the success his teams had last year and how that has carried over into this season. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, so last year was a very good year for us. We had 4 All-Americans indoors and 14 outdoors, and it just has carried over this year as far as the confidence and the performances. You know, we started out really strong here on our first 3 or 4 meets. We were ranked as high as 5th on the men's side, and right now we're 8th on the men's side and 16th on the women's side. So doing real well, just trying to keep people healthy. I think the big one is just the confidence, knowing that they belong at this level and that they can compete with everyone in our conference and on the national level. You know, we have a lot of people in the top 5 and top 10 nationally right now, and I think people just are believing in themselves a little bit more and going out there and competing and doing well with that confidence.
You can read the rest of my interview with Coach McCullough along with 4 athletes on TigerMediaNet.com. The next meet for the Tigers will be this Friday and Saturday at Pittsburgh State. The Fort Hays wrestling team hosted the first of their 2 home duels on Saturday the 5th. The Tigers took on the number 1 ranked Broncos of Central Oklahoma. All 10 of the individual matches went the full 3 periods, but no Tiger was able to win his match, resulting in a 34-0 loss. Top wrestlers Marty Verhage and Terrace Henry were able to keep their matches within 3 points, and Kason Lindsay held his within 2. The Tigers will be back at home for the last time this season on Friday the 11th against Nebraska Kearney, starting at 7 p.m. And lastly, the baseball and softball team started their season last Saturday. The baseball team played here in Hays once on Saturday and a doubleheader on Sunday. All 3 games were a part of a 4-game series with the Colorado School of Mines. Fort Hays lost all 3 games, 13-4, 7-0, and 6-4. Highlights of the weekend included Jenner Key going 6-10 in his at-bats, resulting in 2 runs and 1 RBI, and Jackson Webb going 4-7, resulting in 2 runs and 3 RBIs. The 4th and final game of the series just started today at 1 o'clock. The softball team traveled to Denver, Colorado, where they played a doubleheader on Saturday against Metropolitan State and a doubleheader on Sunday against Regis University. The Tigers lost both games on Saturday, 8-1 and 6-5. Jessica Espinoza led the first game with 2 hits and 1 run on 3 at-bats. The second game, Lauren Beggs and Reagan Curry each scored a run, with Sarah Breckbill scoring 1 and bringing in 1 RBI as well. The Tigers split against Regis, winning the first game 10-8 and losing the second 4-2. Highlights of Sunday included 4 RBIs from Sarah Tiffany and 2 RBIs from Beggs, Curry, and Breckbill. The softball team will be back in action next weekend, playing in the Edmond Tournament in Oklahoma. The Tigers' first game will be on Friday against Southern Nazarene University. That's all we have for this week. Until next Monday, you can stay up to date with any Fort Hays sports at tigermedianet.com. When we come back from the break, Kerrigan will have more news.
My name is Allie, and I'm a senior business major at Fort Hays. I love working for TMN. It has made me a more experienced photographer and really helped me professionally due to all the changing environments and the different opportunities. I've also been able to meet and talk to a lot of people, which has helped bring me on my show.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The average person uses around 100 gallons of water per day. With only 3% of the water on Earth being freshwater, it is important to be mindful of how much you are using. Turning off the sink while you are brushing your teeth is an easy way to conserve water. It is also important to never leave running water unattended. Replacing leaky faucets is another easy way to cut down on water usage. Also, adjusting the load size on your washing machine will ensure that water is not being wasted. Do your part to help conserve water.
Teachers today are finding new ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable.
Welcome back. We're now going to be taking a look at some different cultural events around campus. As we said just last week, the Lunar New Year has started. With this, Fort Hays held a celebration on Friday in the Union Ballroom. Participants enjoyed food, a presentation, and a live cooking demonstration. During the demonstration, materials were provided to each participant to make their own dumplings. The celebration ended with a dragon dance led by Fort Hays International students. It's also Black History Month. To celebrate, the Black Student Union and Student Engagement are hosting a Family Feud and Soul Food event tomorrow night. This will take place in the Cody Commons from 6 to 8 p.m. and will feature food from a fun competition groups of 5. 5 people can register for the Family Feud and visiting either organization's Tiger League page. Lastly, the Japanese martial art of Aikido has found a home here at Fort Hays. Alicia Fireherm has the story.
Fort Hays Aikido Club meets Thursdays in the Cunningham Hall dance room to practice their skills. I spoke with 2 members of the club to gain more information about the organization.
Normally we meet up at 7:30 and we'll do warm-ups for about 10 to 20 minutes depending on how everyone's feeling. Some weeks everyone's more stiff. And then we will do rolls to get you really going, like get your blood pumping faster. And then we tend to do just techniques. If everyone's in the mood for really upbeat, we'll go fast and we'll do, because we have everything from wrist locks to practices where we fall better. We've got weapons throws where, like, my favorite is Joe Nage. We throw people with staffs, which means you go really fast.
Wilmington emphasized the positive atmosphere of the club.
One of the biggest pieces of Aikido is called Aikido with joy. It's very important to do Aikido with joy, have a smile on your face. So our goal when we're here with each other is to make each other smile. So if you're having a really stressful week, especially with classes, or like usually we try to make a point of doing classes during midterms because it's just a great time to come laugh and have fun with your friends.
No experience is required and students are encouraged to drop into practices.
Especially at our club, we make sure we include all levels, so we have everyone from white belts to black belts to third-degree black belts. We've got everybody. So if a new person comes, we especially make sure to take things slow, make sure they're safe, make sure they're feeling comfortable and okay. And we're a really friendly group. We're really fun, so it's very beginner-friendly.
Next week, the club is partnering with Fort Hays Barn Hoppers for Swing Kido, a mix of swing dancing and Aikido. All are welcome to attend. For Tiger Media Network, I'm Alicia Fireherm.
Thank you, Alicia. And for anyone who's interested, the club meets for practice formally once a week on Thursdays, with 3 additional dojo classes open to club members throughout the week. Looks like that wraps up this week's newscast. For more contact, please go to tigermedia.net.com as well as our Facebook and YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kerrigan Hutton, and I'll see you next time.